fuck us for the rest of our lives. I told you all once, I told you all twice, that this is the start of our demise. 1, 2! Try to twist you up inside, and they always seem to fake a smile. They don't care about our lives. Look at us with greedy eyes. We're just profit and denial. Do they know? Hey, yeah, well, I've grown tired of this. Hey, yeah, repetitive chain of events. Bury me 6 feet underground. Take my hand and send those demons back. The blood has spilled. Everlasting, truly everlasting, and true things. We talk about bad things, only ever bad things. This past year's been a nightmare. I've been losing my shit trying to fight fair. Really all I need is fresh air. Wanna get lost and go somewhere. My girl love never came back. I've been knocking my brain trying to think back. Was I truly ever like that? I think the weight of the world lies on your shoulders. I think I need a change, 'cause as of late I've been living in a wasteland. Losing sleep, watch the light reflecting, the hours never ending. Life is everlasting, truly everlasting. So you just walk out that door. I never wanna leave your side, leave your side. I'll pick myself off the floor. I never wanna leave your side again. So you just walk out that door. I never wanna leave your is what I need to get my shit together. I think I need a change, 'cause there's a way I believe in.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Sorry I didn't live stream yesterday. I was back. Had Valentine's Day dinner yesterday. Restaurants get really busy on Valentine's Day, so we thought we'd do it yesterday. I'm back. I was on a month-long vacation in the Caribbean. Lots of sun. Lots of exercise. Basically, we were on a we were in Turks and Caicos in North Caicos. And it's basically like a third world country. There's really no supermarkets. There's no hospital. There's no, there's nothing. There's basically nothing there except, houses, big houses, whatever. To get there, you have to, fly to, Miami, Florida, Charlotte, wherever. Then fly into Providenciales. Then you have to Uber to the ferry, take a ferry to another taxi on North Caicos, and then taxi to the house. So not too complicated of a travel, but definitely it's about 12 hours of travel time, 2 flights, a couple different taxis or Ubers, and then ultimately a ferry to cross different islands. I'll go into the trip a little bit, but just wanted to say what's up. What's up, Dan? What's up, Jimmy? Yeah, I'm back. What's up, Sam? Steve, what's good? I'll be back, man. Remember, drink water always. Yeah. All that fishing shark. Yeah. I do have a crazy shark attack story. I'll save it in a minute. Ark, what's up? Roman's Mediterranean tells it. No, my family's Sicilian. So for those of you that don't know, I'm Italian, Sicilian. My family. If my last name wasn't what it is, it would be Servino or Occupancy. We actually have recipes that are 200 years old, like tomato sauce, pasta stuff. That's been passed down. It's not written down. You have to literally learn it from my grandma. And yeah, so I'm Sicilian. That's why I tan skin. I generally am olive, but unfortunately with the lights and everything, I just look super white. Regardless, it was a really nice vacation. We did get attacked by a shark. It was crazy. I used to live in South Florida. I'm looking to move back to South Florida when the housing market is more favorable. It's not that I don't have the money. I'm not going to pay $1 million for a shit shack. That's just not going to happen. When I lived in South Florida, the house we lived in was $650K, 15-minute drive from downtown Miami. Had a pool, acre of backyard, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 or 2.5 bathrooms, a really nice place. Was it a huge house? No, but it had everything I needed. That same house today is 1.2 mil. There's no way I'd pay for that. I'd pay that. We're talking a 3-year difference. Houses on average go up 5 to maybe 10% a year at best. Best case scenario. Over 3 years, you're telling me double? No, that market will come down. But shark story. So my dad and I were refishing. So we take kayaks, and granted, the kayaks are basically 3 inches above the water, maybe 3 to 6 inches. It's not your normal river kayak. It's a very this is a third world country. Here's your kayak. So we take a kayak out. Well, my brothers and I are all out there diving, and you have to row a mile and a half out there. That we didn't have a motorboat, none of that. So we're rowing out there. We're diving this whole time, because we were told the sharks out there yeah, they can get 4 or 5 feet long, but generally they're sand sharks and whatnot. No big deal. Well, my dad and I are fishing, and he catches a grouper or whatever, and this huge 7-foot bull shark. If you guys are familiar with bull sharks, a 7-foot bull shark can tear you to pieces. We're not talking a 7-foot blacktip is huge for a blacktip, but that thing's usually scared of you. It usually if it came and attacked you, you could probably handle it. It's gonna tear you up, but a 7-foot bull shark will tear you to pieces. So this thing comes up, smacks his fish. We're whoa, that was cool. Well, then the thing circles around the boat, does a whole circle. So we're boats here. Sorry, I have to look at the camera. Boats here. Here, I'll even draw it on the chart just to make it really easy. So we're in this boat, right? Boat's here. Basically imagine that, like, you know, you got your waves and shit. So the shark, you know, a little fishing rod, woo. So imagine we're fishing there. This shark, I don't really know how to draw a shark. Guys, I'm not an artist, so this shark, like, hits his bait, right? Like, kind of, like, does this, does a big circle, and comes back into the boat, like, as fast as it can, like a torpedo. Like, and I'm telling my dad, I'm like, oh, he's going to jump in the boat. He's going to try and jump in the boat. He's going to try and jump in the boat. And the thing, like, dips under the boat last second, and it tail smacks my dad. Like whips a bunch of water on him, smacks the boat. Like, one of the most aggressive things we've ever seen. Now, was it like a brutal shark attack? No. But we were convinced this thing was going to knock us into the water. And when we looked down, there are 4 other big sharks underneath our boat. So if this thing knocks us into the water and the sharks decided to attack, like, we were going to die. So that was pretty nerve-wracking. We also saw, so, you know, this is a 7-foot shark. We saw a 12-foot tiger shark out in the same water we were fishing and diving in. So once we saw that, we were kind of like, all right, let's not dive. Like, a 12-foot tiger shark is a man-eating shark, right? Now, will that kind of shark attack you? Generally not. I've dived and I've, you know, dove in Florida and whatnot, but this is also Turks and Caicos. These sharks are not, they've never really seen people. They don't know what people are. Not that, like, every shark in Florida knows what a person is, but the other concern is we're in a kayak. We're not in a boat. If I get bit, even if it's a small bite, I have to row back in about 2 miles back into the house, and then the only way to get to a hospital is by taking a ferry to a plane and flying into the Bahamas to get treated in, like, basically a third world hospital. Now, I don't know where all of you guys are from. I'm from the United States, so our hospitals here are pretty good. The hospital there is, my brother actually did have to go to the hospital because he had, like, vertigo so bad, he was so dehydrated. So he was in that hospital, and he was like, it's a tough place, you know. It's not what we're used to, which, you know, very fortunate to live here and have the medical necessities we need. But that kind of risk was not worth it. But all in all, good trip. Let's get into the can you please admit that you missed the bottom? Oh, geez. This guy. Can you please admit that you missed the bottom? Come to the topic, bro. Yo, Vic, just leave the stream, bro. Just leave. Like, I ain't got time for you. I'll just ban you. How about that? I'll just ban you. Like, I don't got time for people like you. I don't care about people like you. It's just stupid. I didn't miss the bottom. No one, really, if you've been watching, we don't even know if the bottom is in yet. But yeah, bull sharks. Crazy. Yeah, he's welcoming me with his friends. Yeah, what's up, yes, sir? What's up? So, one thing I did want to say before I went to zoom in, I did get verified. So, no more, like, if you're getting messaged by me and that doesn't have the verification, probably a scammer. Went ahead and verified because Elon said if we have advertisements, we get paid for them. I figured if I had advertisements under my tweets, I would just pay for the verification. Any extra money, I'll probably look at donating. So I also have, like, this subscription thing. All of this, all of the subscriptions, I'm just going to take that money and donate it. I believe it's listed in the subscription. So, like, once that hits $1,000, I'll just, you know, do like a giveaway. Thanks for being part of the community. If you've been part of the community for, you know, the last 6 months, you can participate in the giveaway. You don't have to do anything. It's just like a, you know, thanks for being a part of the community. But anyways, let's talk charts. Enough about vacations. It's back to business. So, a couple things. I've said for the last really year that I'm bearish. I really was bearish up here. More or less for crypto reasons, not necessarily for stocks. I mean, we had this idea that a recession was coming, and we are in recession. I don't really care what any politician or what major hedge fund says we're not. We are most likely in a recession. Not even most likely. We are in a recession. By definition, we're in recession. Most risk assets have gone down 80 to 90%, whether it be crypto, tech stocks, whatever it is. Most of those have gone down significantly. Now, that recession could be in light of, you know, your high leveraged, high risk, overhyped, volatile assets. That's kind of like a reset. So imagine like this recession is more just to reset those assets. Is the S&P 500 on a massive uptrend? Yes. But is it up 20x in the last year? No. It's up like 200% from COVID, I believe. Got to check that. From where we are now, it's up 100%. So you've made 100% if you bought the bottom of COVID. That's not an overextended run. To me, some of these, big tech companies are up immensely. I mean, you're talking, even crypto. Crypto's up immensely. So this is more of just a wash out of the space, clear the leverage, clear the overhype, get rid of a lot of these altcoins that don't matter. Like Luna, get rid of the scams, get rid of the bad exchanges, FTX, and then we can continue moving on with this bull market. Now, I will say that interest rates going up is ultimately macro bearish, but that probably won't play out for another 6 months to 2 years. Don't know that. I'm not too keen on the fundamentals. We trade TA here, so I'm trying to give you my best read of the market. But for the last 12 months, we've been in a downtrend. Since I've gone on vacation, we have broken that downtrend. We have broken a horizontal resistance, and now we have retested it. That is a bullish structure break. That is not even necessarily a bullish structure break. That is a structure break. In my opinion, it's bullish because now we're establishing a new trend. Maybe that trend continues sideways for a while before continuing up or continuing down, but you have a structure break. Also, you can't deny that that is a structure break. On top of that, we have other confluences with the DXY. The DXY, big structure break over the last couple weeks. You have a yearly uptrend. You have a breakdown and retest of horizontal support, turning it into resistance, and now we are breaking down. This is a bearish structure break, right? So now we should continue either going sideways or going down. Ultimately, I'm thinking that we go down. So that's confluence, and again, I'm not saying the bottom's in. Is it very likely that the bottom's in? Yes, but claiming that the bottom is in is just gonna put you into a trap. Was I buying between 19 and 15K? Absolutely. I can show you guys the orders. My dollar cost average has been running since June of 2022. I started buying at 19K. I said, look, we're down 80%. At some point, this is going to bottom. I don't feel like worrying about it. I feel like we're in a very good place to long. Even if we go down to 10K, I'll continue buying. If you're worried about catching the bottom, if you're worrying about buying at the price point that you believe the bottom is, you are never going to make money in this market. You are better off buying a lottery ticket and trying to win the lottery because both are equally as likely. Honestly, you're probably better off trying to win the lottery. I think you have a better chance of getting the lottery because there's less factors. It's just numbers. The worst is yet to come. Okay, so my other point is, and let me give you this. So if you're coming into this live stream and you are one of those people, and I'm just going to pull up Bitcoin for a moment before we keep getting into this. You're coming into this live stream and you're like, the worst is yet to come. We're doing X, Y, and Z. We're in a bear market. We haven't bottomed yet. We're going to go lower. We're going to do this. Okay, I bet that you were the same person that said Bitcoin is going to go to 100, 200K. Every company's buying. Every hedge fund is buying. This is the most bullish the market's ever been. Guys, I tell my students this all the time, okay? All the time. Why on earth would you long when we're up 20x, right? That's a terrible idea. Just like, why would you short when we're down 80%? If you're shorting here and longing here, you will never, ever make it in this market. I don't care if we do one of these. I don't care if we bounce and do something like this. You should be looking for dollar cost averaging here. You should have been looking to average out somewhere up here between even 40 to 60K, averaging out a little bit each day or week or whatever you prefer, because at the end of the day, your job is not to catch the bottom. Your job is to develop a risk management strategy that works for you and how you can manage it, right? So think about it this way. Assets that are down 80%. If the S&P 500 went down 80% over the next year, right? Let's say we just kept going down. Okay, 80%. We're just going to hypothetically 80%. This is the best performing asset, I wouldn't say best performing asset of all time, but it's one of the best performing assets of all time. S&P 500. You're betting on the U.S. economy rising up again. Why would you not buy that? Why would you not try? Because at the end of the day, if you're a crypto believer, if you're bullish on crypto, an 80% decline is when you start buying. Yo, Vicus, don't make demands. Like, you're just making yourself look like an asshole. Like, I don't take demands from people. But back to the DXY. We have a bearish structure break. I said that I was macro bearish this entire time. I started being macro bearish here. We know that the DXY going, ultimately the DXY going up will cause other assets to go down. Now we're seeing that kind of structure change. Now, could this maybe bounce and come back into it? Yeah, and I'll change bias if that happens. Or maybe figure out some other way to calculate macro. But for now, the TA is being invalidated, and we have to change bias because of that. I don't just change bias every day because I see a small pump or whatever. These are the charts I'm looking at. I'm looking at the weekly. I'm looking at the daily for very macro-based, S&P 500, DXY, tether dominance, as well as Bitcoin. I mean, these are all things. These are all pointing to some type of structure change, whether that be the bottom's in and we're going to do a melt up, or the bottom's in and maybe we range for a couple months, or whether maybe, everyone's trend lines are wrong and we actually are going to go down slightly lower before bouncing and maybe the market nukes after that. Yeah, I don't know who he is. He just kind of showed up. He's clearly butthurt about something, and to be honest, I'll just ban him. I'll ban him live. I don't care. Like, I don't have time for it. I don't get paid. Guys, one thing you have to know, I don't get paid to live stream. Like, I literally don't. I don't get paid to do this. I don't get anything for this other than the joy of just trying to help people and put people on the right path. Okay? Yes, I have a paid group that does private analysis. I'm teaching you how to trade and how indicators work and how to do things. I have plenty of testimonials on top of that. But regardless, most of the things I do for this community, most of the things that I do, on social media, I do completely for free, right? So coming in here and acting like a total dickhead just makes you look like an even bigger dickhead, right? And I'll just ban you because I don't care. Like, your viewership is not making my live stream bigger and better. Just one person. Obviously, there's a lot of people, but you're just making yourself look like a dickhead. And I would highly suggest, we're still early into the new year, that you change your attitude and try and be a better person. Going into total. Again, we've talked about the S&P 500 breaking structure. We've talked about the DXY breaking structure. Your total chart. We had a somewhat a descending wedge with a double bottom on the weekly. Ultimately a breakout. It would not surprise me if we came down, retest, and went higher. Breakouts and retests are very common. That retest allows for cooling off on lower time frames. Now, does that mean that we're going to do this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I want you guys to know, first and foremost, no. We could do this for the next 3 years before continuing up. That's more or less what Bitcoin does before these very, very large runs. Right? If you open up a log chart, you open up Bitcoin's entire livelihood. I mean, you're looking at very, very large periods of sideways movement before we start that, pronounced bull run, right? So we'll do this and probably go up again. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I do believe we will continue to go up. But anyways, back to total. We have a bullish structure break. We have to change bias on that, and we did. I took longs at 16,500 on Bitcoin. Cashed out a little earlier than I wanted to, but kept intra-trading in between, making good money here and there. I wish I would have held the whole time from 16.5. I would have made one of the largest trades I've ever made with that 50% gain. But there was a lot at stake, right? We're talking about macro structure changes. I didn't believe that macro would change just like that. But it is, and we have to adjust for that. Because if you're not willing to adjust on a structure change, you're going to lose your bankroll. It won't surprise me if Bitcoin hits 6K. Possibly. I mean, I doubt it. Man, there's been a lot of trolls. Ever since I got back from vacation, Twitter's had a lot of trolls. Live stream, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We got any mods in here? Can you guys just get rid of them? It's clearly a bull trap. Can you fool me? I'll remember this in 30 days. Yeah, you're gone. We're just getting you out of here. We got to get these guys out of here. We're just getting them out. Sorry, I'm cleaning it out. I've got the other screen. I'm just cleaning them out. Yeah, we're just getting rid of them. S&P 500 can fake out above trend line, then go back down. I mean, yes, it's always possible. Like, I'm not going to say it's not possible for that to happen, but we can't hope, right? Especially when we're clearly seeing a structure break. You need to be able to trust your TA, and you guys need to understand that markets are forward-looking, right? Markets don't react to something that's happening after the fact. They are forward-looking, and it is very likely that we could have bottomed. I'm not going to say we have or haven't, but it's very likely we could have, and you need to form a strategy that that puts you in the best position with the best risk management. Weekly Bitcoin. Continuing on. Weekly Bitcoin. We have a descending wedge. We had huge levels of bullish divergence. Again, not claiming the bottom's in. I don't believe that this is a bottoming structure. I believe we'll go sideways before continuing up, whether that's a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it might be. On top of that, again, descending wedge breakout. We had a double bottom on the daily. It was kind of shocking to me that people missed this trade. They're claiming that it was Binance, it was Binance manipulation. Binance this, Binance is doing that. Guys, this is a clear as day double bottom. Clear as day. You have volume going up. You have price going up. This is bullish price action. You have massive divergences here on the weekly and the daily. On top of that, you had a descending wedge breakout, right? This is not Binance manipulation. Right? This is not some excuse of manipulation. This isn't whales pushing the price up. Guys, we're down 80% over 12 months. What do you think? We're just going to continue going lower? Like, Bitcoin is the best performing asset of all time. Like, it's still new, it's still innovative, it's still bullish. It's still ultimately bullish. I still believe that Bitcoin can move past 100K or 200K. Will it take time? Absolutely. We're not going to do it tomorrow. But to just assume that this is going to crash to zero, you're out of your mind. The Russian, Chinese, and United States government or American government all own hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. You're out of your mind if you think they're going to let that go to zero. Does the weekly death cross have any significance? It could. I don't really use moving averages. I think moving averages are kind of a waste of time. Because and I know people that use moving averages and like, wait, I use moving average and I'm profitable. Well, I'm grateful that you're profitable. But you can technically pull up any moving average for any time frame, for any time variable, and you will see golden and death crosses everywhere. So as great as it is that, there's this death cross on the weekly, right? If we open up a weekly, and for those of you that don't know, the 200 moving average has been an area of support in Bitcoin's past. For clarification, and we're going to open this up all the way, do one of these. We're going to get rid of all of this crap. But the 200 has been a very valid area of support. Now, we have broken down and retested, and technically that is bearish structure. However, I could put up 100 different moving averages here, and it's going to give you a bunch of different conclusions. If I put the 400 MA, which, if we just, I'll just put it up there, why not? If I put the 400, just change the 100 to the 400. Oops. If we change the 100 to the 400, we haven't even bounced off it, right? Or we got close. So you could say, oh, well, we haven't hit the 400 yet, and that could be massive support. So for me, it's kind of confirmation bias in a way. It's kind of, if I do the 4 and the 500, or the 4 and the whatever, or the 300 moving average, let's do the 300 just for more confirmation bias. Let's do the 300. So the 300. I mean, look, we could be like, oh, we broke down. That's bearish. So like, if you look at this and you say, oh, well, we broke down. Well, now we came back up. So are you saying that is a breakdown and maybe this was the retest? We should have continued lower based on TA. But again, I think a lot of what moving average do is give people confirmation bias. I don't believe they're as accurate as people wish. I don't believe they're an accurate representation of support and resistance in the way that we'd like. And to be honest, guys, I don't really look at them at all. I really look at price action patterns. I look at horizontal support and resistance. I don't look at moving averages. I don't believe they're as accurate as a lot of people believe. I mean, again, I think I did answer your question. I believe that there could be significance if you look at it, if you research it further, but I personally don't use them that much. It really wasn't until we broke below the 200 weekly moving average that I looked at it at all. Again, I think it could have significance. Yes, it is the first death cross of the 200 and the 50. However, what if we just blow past it? Right? Well, then your death cross meant nothing. Yeah, TA is very contradictory, but here's the thing. You need to have a system that is consistent, because you're not always right? I'll be honest with you guys, the last 3 calls in my private group have been wrong, right? Where, again, if I'm a swing trader, I'm looking for, the 5 to 10 to 15% gains, if not higher. A lot of us did make this move all the way to 18, and then we made the move from 20.7 all the way to about 23.4. So yes, we missed this chunk here, but we made a ton of money on those couple plays. The last 3, where I thought we would bounce in this support area, I was wrong. I also thought that this 4-hour here was a double bottom. Obviously, that invalidated itself, and I don't believe this is a double bottom. I originally thought this is a double bottom. We ended up invalidating. Yes, we pumped a little higher based on CPI, but I think this will just continue to consolidate. I don't believe that's a valid double bottom. So yes, I'm not always right all the time, but the thing that I do get really good, the thing that I do get right all the time is my risk management. I'm not risking a lot. If I made, let's say I made 20% here, just to keep the number round. I make 20% on this move, right? This entire move I made 20% portfolio gains. So let's say I have 100K. Now it's 120K. So I made really good gain on that play. Obviously, the market moved up 50%, but because I average in, because I maybe didn't catch the whole move, I catch big parts of the move, I made 20%. Whatever. So I'm at 120K. Let's say I try, and for reference, let's say I did a trade here, and a trade here. So those were my 3 trades. Let's say I lost 1% from all 3 of these trades. Let's say I risked 0.3% total portfolio on each trade. 0.3% is about $400, I believe. Might be wrong. 120K times 0.3. I have to do the math, because if I'm wrong, I'm just going to look like an idiot. It's $360. So about $400. So if I'm risking $400 a trade, say 3 trades, I lost $1,200, right? It always sucks to lose $1,200, but 120 minus 1,200, you're looking at 18,000 or 118,000. Oh shit! You're looking at 118,800, right? So I'm still up 18.8%, right? My system is to keep this number consistently going up. Yes, you will take losses along the way. Yes, my system isn't perfect. I probably have about a 50% hit rate, but the trades I'm hitting on, I'm making 5 to 10% every single time. So if I have 120K, I make 10%, that's 12 grand, right? So the whole point is, yes, my indicators maybe aren't right all the time. Yes, sometimes I miss some of these calls. Do I get the macro right most of the time? I would say yes. Because when I'm looking at a weekly and a daily, that's where my system is the most accurate. However, when I'm trying these 4-hour time frame plays, like some of these that I thought were double bottoms that ended up not being double bottoms. For those of you that know, I thought this was a double bottom, it invalidated. I thought this was a double bottom, it invalidated. I thought this was a double bottom, and it invalidated. So yes, those are the 3 trades we took. They didn't work out, but here's the thing. it doesn't matter that they didn't work out, because you need to remember that risk management is how you make money in trading. It doesn't matter how many times you're right. I could be wrong 10 times in a row. If I take 0.3% risk, that's 3% total portfolio I've lost. I'm still up a shit ton from the big moves. Why is there no payment option in cryptocurrency for your Patreon? Because Patreon doesn't accept crypto as a form of payment. That's why. It's my long-term holding position is I just dollar cost average over like a 2 or 3 year period. So for those of you that don't know me, or maybe you're new to the live stream, I started dollar cost averaging in 2019-ish. So, you know, somewhat here, somewhat here, somewhat here. Bought a lot here on the COVID crash. And I sold at about like 53 to 55K up here. So huge gain from this. It's my largest technical trade, right? My dollar cost average. I'm doing the same thing now. I started buying here. Well, really like here, back in June, somewhere in here. June, July, started buying all of these, you know, bought some here, bought some here. I bought some at 15, you know, I've bought some here. Mine's a weekly buy, so I really don't know what price I'm buying at because it's just an automatic weekly buy. I've been buying some here, buying some here. So I'm just trying to buy in a big square. What is the point of that? Because it takes the stress away from, you know, trying to watch a chart all the time and time bottoms and this and that and other things. Guys, we're down 80%. You should be looking for longs. If you're looking for shorts still, you're out of your mind. If you're not opening or trying any long-term position buys, especially if we retest 19, especially if we retest 15 again, you're out of your mind. Right? At some point, this will bottom and it will continue to go up. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what happened here. We eventually bottomed out at this level and we literally went up for, what is this, like almost 20 weeks? I mean, you're talking basically 8 months of only going up. Yes, there were a couple of red weeks here, right? Like 5 red weeks of the 20 weeks we were green, right? That's where you start to take profit on your DCA. But that's my strategy. You know, it works for me. It's worked for me in the past. I'm going to continue to do it. I just got lower in my chair. I probably look like a midget right now. I have a huge monitor, right? Like I have a huge 32-inch monitor and my camera sits on top, so I probably look really small. And I'm not a huge guy, so. Yeah, don't use leverage. Risk management is the key. Everybody has to know themselves. Not going to be rich in one day. Yep. Getting rich quick, especially in this market, will never work out for you. Ever. Yeah, and the biggest thing is, guys, no one knows where the bottom is. There's no one on planet Earth that knows where the bottom is. And the people that are claiming to know where the bottom is are usually the people who are like, oh, the bottom's in. Oh, the bottom's in. Oh, the bottom's in. Oh, the bottom's in. So they were wrong 3 times. There was a guy in, his name's Agris, right? Agris called the bottom at 30K, right here, and put 70% of his account in. So if he puts 70% of his account in here, right, he's still down 20% from those buys, but he was ultimately down 50% and didn't leave himself any ammo to buy potentially lower, which is, you know, unfortunate on his part, pretty stupid. You should never be like maximizing a buy at a specific price level unless you're trading it with risk management. My dollar cost average, obviously I don't have any stops in place. I'm buying a small amount each week. Like it's a couple $100 every week. Like that account I hope to get to maybe 50 or 100,000 by the time maybe we go to 100 or 180K. But if I can take 50,000 or 100,000, and I have some other stuff, not just Bitcoin that I'm buying. But if we do that, let's say I average at 20,000. Let's say we just do this for the next like couple of years. And you know, I know this is 2028. Let's just say we do it for a couple years like this. You're talking 2024 when that halving comes. So let's say I average at about 18,000, 19,000. Somewhere in there. If we go from 18,000 to 180K, right? That's 700K. Let's say we go up to 180K, right out here. Okay, that is a 10x, right? From my average, I made a 10x from literally just buying once a week for 50 or 100 weeks or however long I got the chance to buy, 10x. If you have $50,000, that's $500,000. If you have, 100,000, that's $1 million, and you did absolutely no work. You went on a crypto app, you put in auto buy every week X amount, and that's all you did, right? That's exactly what I did in 2019, and I sold at 53. Did I sell the top? No, but did I sell damn near it? Absolutely. And I made 15x from that. And on Ethereum, I started buying Ethereum at like $200-$300, sold it for 4,000. I mean, huge, absolutely huge return. It's just wild. Why do I say don't use leverage? Because leverage is so that you lose more money. What's my body fat percentage? Man, I don't know. I don't know because I have this scale that tells me my body fat percentage, and I think it's wrong. Like, I have a scale that I step on every day, so my weight fluctuates. I think I'm like 170 right now. I was like 185 a month ago. I did this like crazy diet, and I wanted to see if I could just get like look like a boxer again. And let me see what my scale says. 1 second. So my scale, well, it says it's disconnected right now, but it says I have an 18% body fat, and I don't think that's true because I have like resting abs. Like, I don't have to flex my abs to have abs, which you usually get that around 10%, 12% maybe. So I think I'm somewhere between the 10 to 15% range, probably closer to 12. I am trying to cut a little bit more. I want to see how it goes because I actually like feeling not bloated. I like feeling a little lighter. I'm a little quicker. I still spar here and there, so it's nice to be. And it looks good. It feels good. It looks good. I still eat pretty well. I started eating more protein versus more protein, less carbs. I still eat pretty normally, like normally meaning like on the weekends. Generally, I don't follow it as strict, but Monday through Friday, for breakfast I have eggs, bacon, and maybe like a piece of sausage. And then for lunch I have an apple with peanut butter and maybe like a piece of ham. And then for dinner I'll eat like my carbs for the day, with obviously with protein. What do I think about staking and mining future for Bitcoin and other coins? I don't really do any of that, so I can't really give my opinion. Yeah, when the news is bad, it's usually my buy signal. Yeah, I mean, the news is pretty bad right now. Great advice as always, Roman. Been using your strategy and is up a bunch. Oh, that's great. Glad to hear it. But guys, I feel like you know what I didn't cover? I need to keep covering Bitcoin. I got distracted. It's been a while for me to I haven't live streamed in a while, so dealing with the trolls is kind of new again. I'm gonna have to make sure I need to bring up the page where I can just click and block people again. I never really have that problem, and now we do. But on the daily, and I shared this with my students this morning. Couple big things. One, we do have a breakdown and retest right here. It is very possible. I don't know where all these lines are coming from, but it is very possible we consolidate here, possibly go up. I have said this before. The next pump, whether we get to 27, 28, unless we giga moon back to oversold like this, which I highly doubt. Let's say we pump to 25K, 27K. Let's just say consolidate, pump to 27K. You're looking at forming divergence. You're looking at this. This is divergence, right? If price goes up to here, now you're looking at maybe a channel, but more or less divergence. And what happens after that? Most likely some kind of larger correction to the downside. Guys, we're still in the bear market for crypto. I consider the bear market until we break all-time highs. Because if you're a long-term investor, you're technically not making any more money until we break all-time highs, right? So for me, it's until we break all-time highs, we're still in a bear market, or at least a consolidation-type market. But ultimately, the next pump, which we don't have divergences on the daily. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but what about this? And, RSI was going down and prices going up. Well, this to me just looks like consolidation, right? This is just a much larger consolidation. I'd like to see, some type of reversal pattern before I get in. Let's take a look at the 4-hour once more. Again, I'd like to see more consolidation. I'd like to see a cleaner reversal pattern. Obviously, if this wick didn't happen here, I would consider that a double bottom, and I would expect this to continue higher. However, I will look for a short play after the next large pump, wherever that might be. And even if we do continue to pump, if we continue to pump to 25K, not 25, let's say we go to 24,000 over the next couple days. I think I'll be live streaming tomorrow, so we'll talk about it more then. But let's say price goes to 20, Let's say we go to, we do this, right? Price goes there, RSI goes there, MACD now goes here. Now you're looking at divergence. Now you're looking at a potential double top, which is a market-wide reversal. We get a double bottom here. We would get a double top here. I would look for shorts here and go down from there. Hypothetical scenarios, do I think that will happen? It's a possibility. I don't, because I don't think the market's going to give any more easy shorts. However, if it does, we'll be there to short. I'll be watching it. But in the meantime, for me, we're in kind of like a no trade zone. I'm not going to force a trade and take a loss that I don't need. I'm going to end it there. First stream back in a while. I appreciate everyone that came and watched. If you're new, I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern. Guys, enjoy the rest of your week. I think the saying goes, be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.